Hello, welcome to the episode of Geeks, Games, Whatever podcast. It is a very mellow Monday night. I'm Taylor.
Yeah, today I'm Mellow Yellow. You can call me Dre or you can call me Mellow Yellow. That's my theme song.
Mellow Yellow. So usually Dre is up and about, whiling, because he gets his 18 hours of sleep, then comes, Sunday mornings at like whenever he wants.
And then funny. Typically, actually, when I do show up, I've gotten like 4 hours of sleep because Taylor wakes up at the crack of dawn, whereas that's like around my
cracking
bedtime.
on is when you're going to sleep.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, the sun is rising. I should probably think about going to bed.
Maybe.
But yeah, we're here, GGWP Geeks Games and Whatever podcast. Dre, aka Mellow Yellow, Taylor doing it real live like we always do, and we always start off every show with like a question of the week.
Yeah, last week we've been switching off a little bit. So last week I had mine. This week you had yours.
Yeah, and this is actually a good one. And it's actually something we've talked about.
The one I did last week wasn't good?
In my defense, I'm at like zero energy. So for me to actually come up with a good question, I was actually proud of myself driving away over here. Anyway,
you are your own biggest fan right now.
Because it's something we've talked about for a while. All right, so
man.
like, what is something that you just love with like a passion, and you're trying to share this love with everybody?
This is not X-rated. This is not an X-rated podcast.
Not X-rated, but it's something you love that you've tried to share, and like they just don't get it.
Oh, really?
And an example is like Advent Children. Like me and you love that movie, but it wasn't well received, and me and you were so confused. I'm like, what movie did they see? Because this movie was just well received.
Okay, so you're broadcasting through games. Are we sticking to our geek culture here?
I only got geek culture, but I only thought of a movie, unfortunately, because movies are like topsy-turvy. Not everyone likes Madden, but movies in general, people are like hit or miss. But also
with movies, you can do second time I liked it, first time not so much.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can go back and say, okay, I enjoyed it. I find something. Yeah. My mom didn't like Jersey Girl, and then 2 times later she watching it. She liked Jersey Girl. Yeah. So.
Something you just love that you just don't get why someone else doesn't get it. Like The Spirit, this is not mine, but The Spirit is something I love. Like a movie.
I never saw that. I know it's supposed to be the same noir.
Like
you
noir,
love, yeah. We all know you have some Sin City love immersed
Sin
inside
City
you.
Noir. Batman does noir. Sin City does noir.
No, I'm saying, but as far as movies go, you have that noir.
Yeah. So, but I get why people don't like The Spirit. Right? I'm not no illusion of you liking this film. Mm-hmm. But I like the noirness of it. But I'll start off because I already had one on my way over here. A movie that I had actually absolutely fell in love with, and I wasn't even convinced. I didn't even see it in theaters. Speed Racer. To me, it has to be one of the best movies ever made. It's made by the Wachowski brothers. Wachowski brother, or was the Wachowski brothers.
Now it's brother and sister.
Brother and sister, which, teach his own. But the movie itself is such a good movie, and it feels very campy in like the right way. And if you would have came to me and said, "I'm gonna make a Speed Racer movie," I would have been like, "There's no way you're gonna do this. It's gonna be your
Speed Racer movie with John Goodman,
yeah,
and Emil Hirsch."
And it's like it's gonna be boring. I don't see how you're gonna do this. But then when I saw the movie, I was just so like. Beyond, like the first time I saw it, I think I was either pirated it or rented it for Netflix or something.
Now we condone that here, but
yeah, I know what I'm saying. This is the first time I saw it.
I gotcha.
While halfway through that movie, I was like, "Dude, I'm buying this right now." I pulled out my tablet and I bought that movie, Blu-ray, DVD.
Big man,
watched it.
It's making it rain digitally.
They basically took something I didn't think was possible, was what they call car fu.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
like they have. It's like basically you can get like an idea of fighting cars. It's so cool. It's not like Mario Kart. They actually do this style where
don't be talking Mario Kart. It's only
I'm
one
saying,
of the very few Nintendo games you like.
No, I like Mario Kart, but I'm saying like when I thought of like car racing and like destruction, that's what I thought of, and they managed to do it completely different, and it worked. So if you haven't seen this film, I really suggest you see it. It's a great film. It's very cheesy, but in the right way. Like to me, in the right way.
Do you know that there were never any full cars in that movie?
Yeah,
everything was green screen.
Green screen.
Every car was cut into thirds, and they had like a small cockpit, and that was it.
Yeah,
like that's I'm like, I watched it. Okay, I saw it. And for those of you who, our spoiler fucking thing is long gone, so we can talk about spoilers.
Yeah.
So
this movie's been out for many years, so
yeah. And even though many of you haven't seen it, it's been out for a while. So don't blame or get mad. So the big thing in the cartoon, which it was Japanese cartoon, right? Japanese cartoon that brought over to the U.S. Speed Racer,
MTV for the most part, yeah.
MTV
is where it's popularized in America, but it's like a late '90s MTV show. Like it was on.
That was around like the Liquid TV era. So we got Speed. His name is fucking Speed. The guy's named Speed. His
last name is Racer. His full name is Speed Racer.
Yeah, you would think that it's this clever marketing in the name, but no, that's it. So we got the Mach 5, his car can do everything. It has buttons in it, and they race around these different tracks with different types of people, different towers and stuff.
You haven't seen the movie, so
I was on the movie.
Oh, you did see the movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying spoiler, because I was going to give something from the cartoon to the movie.
Oh, I thought you hadn't seen the movie.
No, I saw the movie.
I thought it was a great movie. Did you not think it was?
I watched it. I was like, okay, it wasn't half bad. It had Christina Ricci. I was a big fan of her. I still am a big fan of her. She's really cute. It just knowing that half of the movie was all green screened and nothing else. That's what I'm like. Okay, well, like you can tell, like some of these were visually the tracks were pretty. Yeah, they were colorful. They were kind of like semi F-Zero-ish. Were the different different angles you can do.
It took like an impossible world, like the F-Zero world. Like that's a game that if you told me you were making an F-Zero movie, I'd be like, you're ridiculous. It's not possible. But
even with Falcon Punch.
Yeah. But it was something like that, and it took 3 platforms I didn't think was possible. It was the F-Zero world, Carfu, and then this world that was revolved around racing, where people took racing seriously.
And it's essentially anime turned real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Which if you've seen the Dragon Ball movie, you know it doesn't always work that well. Or the Chung Li movie, for Jesus Christ.
Oh man, if you want to talk about bad movie,
I fell asleep.
Have you seen the
Dead or Alive movie?
Dead or Alive movie?
I saw that.
Okay, that one wasn't bad. It could have been better.
I enjoy the volleyball scenes.
But there was I can't think of the King of Fighters. Have you seen that one?
No, there's a King of Fighters movie?
There's a King of Fighters movie. And Ray Park's in that movie.
Does King wear a lion head? Because King's supposed to wear a lion head, right? Or is that Tekken?
King's in Tekken.
Oh.
And there's a King movie. There's actually a couple Tekken movies. The latest ones are actually decent. They're very
real life?
No, they're not real life films. But they're decent films on the left. No, there is a Tekken. I take that back. There's a real life Tekken movie that's in its own. If you take it away from Tekken, conceptually, it's an okay idea.
Is it Tekken just the name of the Tekken? Then is that fighting? I'm sure it's fighting in it, right?
Yeah,
is it a tournament style movie?
Tournament style movie fighting, and the name and it took some of like the core concepts of what made Tekken, and then it took it to the movie. It's decent, all right. It's not the best, but they were on to something. Like they took this. Most fighting games have like this ridiculous storyline. All right, Street Fighter.
No, very basic storyline. You don't need much story in a fighting game.
Yeah,
you pick a person, you fight, somebody wins.
Yeah,
move on.
But it took that concept and did it where it was plausible. Like it wasn't completely like ridiculous.
Did people die at the end?
I don't remember. It's not the best. Like I said, it's a decent watch. Like when you're doing something else, like when you're making eggs or...
So it's not like Mortal Kombat where he goes, finish him. Flawless victory. Yes, shut the fuck up.
Hey, this...
Goddamn. Do you want to go back to my one thing? We're going way off topic here.
Yeah.
Okay, so in one big movie, I found one movie that I absolutely love. Me and a small group of friends love this. I'm not sure if you've seen it before already, but it's been out for a while. It didn't do great in the theaters. And I'm not sure it well did in the DVD market, but Balls of Fury.
So what I do know about that film, so I haven't seen it.
So fucking funny.
I know it has Terry Crews in it, right?
Very briefly, it's not Terry Crews.
He ruined it for me. If you would have said he's the whole movie, I would have been.
No, honestly, seriously, like it has okay. Don't let the actors derail you from the movie.
Does it have Tom Cruise in it?
No.
Okay, good.
It has George Lopez though, isn't it?
George Lopez,
but not being George Lopez-y. He's more of he's a very mild supporting character. It has the girl who plays in Nikita, the Maggie Q. Maggie Q.
She's also in King of Fighters, I think, or maybe she was in Street Fighter. She's in one of those.
She was in a racing movie, wasn't she? I could swear she's in a racing movie because some I saw some video on YouTube about some video game magazine talking to her about a racing game, and like she nerded out about her, and she was like she wanted no part of it. But anywho, it has the guy. I met this guy at a Comic-Con, the local here, the WonderCon. I know Comic-Con actually, and really cool guy. He, you ever see Fanboys?
No.
Okay. Did you ever see Good Luck Chuck?
I have seen Good Luck Chuck.
Okay,
but it's been a while.
Okay, the fat guy who plays the doctor, who's not the dentist, but the friend who I think he's a plastic surgeon.
The guy who was obsessed about the 3 titty.
Yeah.
Thing? Okay.
Okay, that guy. That guy is the main character. And the guy who, the actor who plays the voice of the duck in Kung Fu Panda. Poe's father. God damn it!
I've not seen that movie either.
You threw me off. You hit me that it's. I have a good excuse here of not getting the names right because I didn't have a name for.
I always hit. So Taylor has no idea what I'm going to ask you here. It's pretty much a random. The first time we did this, he didn't even know I was going to do that.
Yeah. So now I'm prepared for a question of the week, but I'm not sure what to look up. I can't look up anything in advance. I can't. There's nothing to study on.
Really
so
just testing his geekness.
Okay. So
prove that he's really a geek.
I'm trying to, and I pull out fucking Kung Fu Panda for fucking Kung Fu Panda.
Loser. I've never seen it. I had no idea if it's good or not.
Now who's a loser? You ever saw it?
You are a fucking loser. You saw Kung Fu Panda.
Points to me. So, okay, so it's about him as, God, it's just so fucking, so it has Christopher Walken in it as the bad guy, and it's just it's about ping pong. It's about ping pong.
Yeah, I get
and
it. It's like because
it's just there's so many funny one-liners and just
it came out during this time when they were making any like nonchalant kind of throwback sport to like a game,
like
Dodgeball.
Like a movie.
Like Dodgeball was one of them. Balls of Fury. I had another example on the top.
Pro tip: do not play the game.
Balls of Fury game.
Balls of Fury. Balls of Fury. Balls of Fury is not the greatest game, but an awesome movie. It's funny. It has a small cameo from Patton Oswalt in it. Really fucking funny. Huh?
Oh, keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
It has Dietrich Bader, who voiced Batman, Brave and the Bold, also as the guy on one of the friends on Drew Carey show. Oswald, his name was on Drew Carey show.
I can see the face. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He also played Beverly Hillbillies. He played the son in the movie. Okay. No, but all in all, it's a fun movie. It's a funny movie. It's not slapsticky, but there's tons of jokes. There and Aisha Tyler's in there.
You kind of convinced me to check it out.
It's honestly, it's funny. Don't go in looking for a fucking Oscar-worthy performance here or screenwriting that will go to being a play. But no, there's going to be a fun movie that's funny, and maybe if you're into it, if you have any type of inebriation that may help it, by all means go for it. But you don't need it though.
Okay, so I'm going to keep with this topic.
Inebriation?
And then on the flip side, what is something you just can't just hate? You just don't get why people like this movie so much, specific movies that you just like.
You want to throw a 2-party me on Monday night? All right.
Because I can. Well, there's a bunch of movies I just can't not stand that people love. But
that's
the one
we all have now learned that Sadre hates.
but the one I think I can't stand the most is probably Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, idiot.
I have tried to watch that movie like 4 times, and every time I watch it, it's like watching paint dry. It's just, I don't get it.
Because the guy's white? That's racist. That's fucked up, man.
That might be it. I don't know what it is about that movie I can't stand.
There are no African American, black people, whatever you want to
call it.
Are they really
not? I've watched it 4 times, and the furthest I've ever got is when he met Pedro, and they were jumping, they were riding their bike, and they were jumping bikes on.
That is not that far into the movie.
Yeah, and that's as far as I could get me sitting down watching it. By that point, I got to that point, I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is just not. Wow. I hadn't laughed once. It was just kind of like awkwardly staring at the screen.
Even Uncle Rico tossing the football over the mountain. Yeah. His Uncle Rico says, "Look at that mountain, like toss football over the mountain."
I don't think that had happened yet.
Oh my god, yeah, it happened. Yeah, really? Uncle Rico. Yeah,
I just remember I don't know. All I know is when I watched the movie, it was like watching my kids or something. Just watching them do stuff.
And you don't have kids.
Yeah, exactly. Just watching them do stuff
watching
for like
your unborn kids.
20 minutes straight. It wasn't funny. It was just like I was just staring at the screen. I was like,
I hope your kids who don't listen to this, they like that doesn't think that what we do is funny. Yeah. So you don't like Napoleon Dynamite. You can't stand. You don't know.
Not without a shadow of doubt, I cannot get why everyone likes that movie so much. And people I don't expect to like that movie are like absolutely in love with it. So I gave it another shot, and I got a little further, and I was like, I still can't. It's like watching The Office to me. That is where
well, wait, English Office or U.S. Office?
The U.S. Office. I've never watched the English Office, but it's
so
like
you have no comparison. You just don't like the U.S. one.
Is it
the characters or the writing? Because for the most part, you take it straight from the English version.
Well, to me, it's just like nothing's happening. It's kind of like you're just watching.
The show is supposed to be a documentary of the whole Office.
Yeah, but there's nothing there. Like no plot.
Okay, do you like Seinfeld?
I never actually sat to watch. I mean, I'm aware there's a song kind of Seinfeld.
I like Seinfeld. You know what? It's dry. Okay, do you like Bob's Burgers? The cartoon on Channel 11.
Man,
you watch that? Man, bro, you come on this podcast, you bring no game. You say I haven't watched Bob's Burgers, Seinfeld.
I know of Bob's Burgers.
Man.
Okay, Seinfeld is a show that used to come on when I was young.
It comes on right now at 10 o'clock, 10:30.
Exactly. It's still
Channel
coming 13. On. And I've seen episodes, but I wouldn't be able to like put too much together.
So much iconic laughter in that. Anyway, I was getting at it's dry humor. It's all dry humor. It's not in your face like, oh, fucking look at this, like laugh, like slapsticky. And it's not canned laughter. Okay, that's okay.
See, I'm a fan of dry humor. Honestly,
not because you don't like The Office.
Nothing. Well, Office is like a completely. Oh man,
is it too dry for you? Is
Office is so just. There was one episode of The Office I liked because of how much. What's the word I'm looking for? How much they put into the episode. It was the one where it was like a Japanese episode, and they were all pretending like they're a Japanese company.
Really?
Yeah, and so it was like The Office Japan. So everything was like the way it was normally done, but like if they were like in Japan. So their commitment to doing that was pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know.
But after that, you didn't.
And I didn't even think it was that funny. It was just like, okay, that was pretty good. You got me there. I don't know. I just don't know what it is about The Office. It's the same thing on Napoleon Dynamite. It's just like watching people do stuff.
Live their life?
20 minutes, yeah. And then it's like
a reality show.
Yeah. It's like a bad reality show where no one is like making any effort to move the plot forward.
A 22 frame per second, story.
But what's something you just hate that people love? Like, you just don't get it. People are like, oh, have you seen this? And you're just like, yeah, I've seen that. I don't get it. I don't see why you like it so much.
You know what? That's hard for me because things I don't think I'll get, I won't even give it a chance. Time of day. Okay. I'll pick one that it's an easy shooting fish in a barrel here. Any of the Medea movies. I have no. Oh, yes. I have no urge or need or want to watch any movies. My girlfriend has seen the movies. She thinks they're funny. My mom has seen the movies. My mom watches House of Pain on Channel 13, whatever it is. She's like, "Oh, it's so funny." No, it's not. I don't get. I get you're a crossdresser and you're not a crossdresser, but you're playing a woman part and you're being all grandmotherly or motherly, whatever the character is, and you have these family values, and you're basing towards a certain ethnic group of people, because that's mostly what it drives the movies. Not being racist.
Whoa!
I'm just. I don't know how to say that. Okay, who do you? And all.
Yeah, you're getting stumbled over words. It was just a joke.
Okay.
It's clearly a black movie. I'm
saying all. I'm trying to be as nice as I can here.
Clearly, it shoots toward a specific demographic, and I don't think this is a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just a thing. You make movies, you expect certain people to watch them. That's how you make money. And
apparently they have. I'm not gonna lie and say they have made tons of money for Perry. And he must do something right.
I'm with you. So specifically for Medea's family, I remember when it was like a I want to say like not a Broadway, but it was a play. That's how it started off as a play.
Okay.
And when I saw that, and it was funny to me that what the events that happen in the movie are funny.
Was
as
it Tyler Perry playing Medea in the play as well?
I don't remember if it was Tyler Perry, but it was somebody. It's almost the exact same thing ripped to the big screen.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was Tyler Perry. It might have been his play.
Okay.
But it was funny then, and that's something that's like funny when you watch it. But when it came to the big screen, it had lost me. And it was like, yeah, that was funny then, and because in a play, a play and a movie are two different things, obviously, and things work out differently in the play. They just don't work out for me in the
in the movie you have takes. You have so many tries in a movie to get the perfect take. You know? You get your choice. In a play, whatever you bring that day is that what you bring that day. There is no do over. I mean, maybe if you have a couple 2 shows or maybe 2 shows per day, and you use the same actor both times, then maybe like you'll change it up second time.
Yeah, I don't know.
First time, whatever.
But it worked as a play. When it came to the big screen, I wasn't. And it's like one of those things where they just keep like the best example I can think of is like Ernest P. World, where like it's funny.
I like the Ernest movies.
Yeah, it's funny sometimes, but then after like the 18th Ernest P. World movie, you're like, okay, like Ernest goes camping.
Show some respect. Jim Hardy's dead.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like the Ernest goes to Halloween.
Jail? Oh, Ernest Scared Stupid?
Ernest Scared Stupid. That is a funny movie. I like that one. But then it just
some good old-fashioned Miak?
And he has to kiss the Goblin King at the end or something.
Because love. But
it's like, at the while, you kind of just get drained of it. So, that's how I feel about when it first came to the big screen, it's like, okay, that's funny. 2 movies later, that's still funny. 7 movies later, you're like, okay, man, you gotta move on or create something. But he's making a good profit off it, so I can't hate.
If you want something funny, take a look. It's like these shorts he used to do. It is, I think it's Your World Through My Eyes. It's his character, like an uppity guy, talking about like a certain scenario. Then it's like 2 minutes. It's like a 2-minute video per one, and it was a compilation, like 45 minutes of all these. And different characters. He has his Ernest character. He has a grandmother. He has a hairdresser. He has a biker guy. And they're all little funny skits about life in general in the world. Check it out; it's really funny. I think if you look it up, it's like Jim Varney, Your World Through My Eyes,
Your World Through My Eyes,
or something like that. It's really really funny.
All right, sorry, that's all the commitment I have for today. Let's go home. Peace.
All right, no, I'm joking here, joking. At least Sadre is. Yeah. So. And you want to get a 3-part question? You want anything else?
Oh, 3-part question.
No. I'm saying. I thought you might want to give me a. So let's go back. What have you been playing this week, Sadre?
All right. So I recently.
Okay, what you haven't been playing, which you told me right before we started recording here.
Okay, so I recently bought Final Fantasy 13-3 Part 3, or Lightning Return, as it's called. FF13 LR. It's a really fun game. It's interesting. I'm getting towards the end, so I'm trying to. The whole plot's coming to the point where it's all going to make sense soon.
Okay.
One thing I really like about this game is it homages or like brings back the characters from Part 1, Part 2.
Part 1. I want to say Part 13, Part 1 and 2. Not Final Fantasy 1 and 2.
Okay, Final Fantasy 13, Part 1 and 2.
The original games in the series.
Yeah, the original games series. It brings back some of the characters you love from there. I just recently bumped into Fang in a game. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And so other characters are in there.
Spoiler alert, Fang's there. Oh, great. God damn it.
Fang is... Oh, you haven't got to the end of Final Fantasy 13
Jeez. But my bad.
Fang plays a major role. Well, I guess she already plays a major role in Final Fantasy 13. She plays somewhat of a role in Part 2. But in Part 3, she's back. But, it's pretty cool if you're a fan. So, like, you can't play Lightning Returns without playing the first 2 games. Otherwise, you're going to be really lost. Because, like, a lot of the characters there. But other than that, I've just been keeping a low profile. What about you?
What were you supposed to play but haven't played?
No, I have played.
Okay, you have. You want to talk about that?
I want you to go.
You want to combine? We both played this game. Okay. So, we'll talk about the combined game we played after I do mine. This week I went back to Strider, gave it another try. I
enjoy it more because you seem frustrated, having fun but frustrated.
Yes, I couldn't get past the first. I don't know if it's a mini boss or a boss. So I know I tried again, like, dying. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what? Screw it. I went online, YouTube. I'm all, how do you beat it? Then I'm like, oh, you slide and hit him. Well, that's so easy. The fuck? And I wrote about this too on the site. It's not easy. It's not always okay. You look at the video, you say, okay, that's how you beat him. But to see it and you do it yourself, two different things. So I found out that
So what it sounds like, it's one of those things where like somebody's found the quote unquote trick to it to beat him easily, but it's not like this is how you beat him. But this is the trick I found in beating him easily.
Yeah, on that term, and because the AI is going to switch it up all the time. So on that version of the game, when that person's playing, that worked for him. Mm-hmm. For me, it was jumping and slicing. Jump, slice, jump, slice, jump, slice. I beat him. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay, cool. So I got past that part, and I was like, fuck, I got the best that part now. That part's really hard, the first level. So how hard is it going to be later on? It wasn't hard at all. I played for an hour and a half. I got pretty far. I just was owning people, like little bosses. Any boss that came up, I beat him. I was like, "Oh, this is great! Like I'm having fun. Like it's awesome."
It's really funny, right? Because in 13, the first boss I had fought, the new game I played, I could not. I died to him for like 8 times.
Yeah,
and then I just tried it again the next time, and I barely won. Right, and I was like, "Damn." So I guess I must have been grinding so hard because I just fought a boss recently. I killed him in like 7 seconds. Jeez. I was like, I don't even know. I didn't realize it was a boss at first. But then like all the following events, and I led like, oh, that was the boss of that place.
It's a random encounter?
Yeah, it was basically like that. It was like, I've had more trouble than like some of the sub fights than I did the boss fights. Is because my characters are so strong now. Like, because I've been seriously just fighting around, like building up as much as I could because I didn't want to repeat of what happened. It was like,
that's your fear in RPGs. It's a big fear in RPGs of not, like me now in Final Fantasy 13, not grinding enough. Yeah. Like you don't put enough time into getting your leveled up or character built, whatever.
Like and that's what no one likes losing, but that challenge when it's there, it's almost like a double-edged sword. You want the challenge and you want to have fun and like you want to overcome the challenge. So it feels better. But when that challenge is you've just basically,
I just want to get past it.
Yeah, fuck it. Really, okay, that's just you.
I'm not saying though, it gets to a point where like, I want to challenge it, I want to beat it, but then after a while you're like, fuck it, just get past this, whatever. No matter, use every potion, use everything, just throw everything at this thing, every piece of mana I have or HP.
I've done that. I remember in games being so frustrated, like, damn,
just throw anything.
I've done everything.
I'm gonna throw a phoenix down at you. Takes your life.
I did everything right. What am I doing? And you just can't beat it. I've had that happen. Oh man. So I hate to go off tangent. I remember the hardest boss I've ever fought in any game that I can think of.
Was it a Final Fantasy game?
Other than like Bison, Street Fighter, it was Calamity.
Calamity?
In Xenogears. There's a boss called Calamity, right?
Calamity or Clammy?
Calamity.
Okay.
Like failure, calamity.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Right? A boss called Calamity. And I played this boss for like, I remember this day, it was in Washington, from 2 a.m. to about 7 a.m. And I had died every single time, and I was really so frustrated because there was like in all of the bosses there was a sign that you were close to beating it, like in like old games they start to blink red or like they started more attacks. No, this boss didn't change up any bit. And when I did finally beat it, which was after I had to go back through the game up until I got that, because there was no going back.
Yeah.
At the point I was at, like there was no indication. It would just die all of a sudden.
Really. But how relieved were you? Were you like, did you just say, "Oh fuck it, today's my day. I beat the game. I beat that boss finally."
I was definitely relieved, but I was more like, "God damn it, why was this so stupidly hard?"
That happened to me with I love Deadpool. I love Deadpool to death, the comic character, but playing Wolverine, the game based on the movie, based on the game. Game based on the movie. The very end is you fighting Deadpool for an hour straight. Okay, it wasn't 5 hours like you, but it was about an hour, and I was yelling and cussing, and my walls aren't that thick, so I'm sure my neighbors heard me. Luckily they've moved now, so they aren't here to yell. But I was cussing and yelling, but I did not know. I guess, what the fuck? How the fuck do you mean? What the fuck? What? It was always, what the fuck? No fucking way. God damn it. Jeez. I stopped myself so many times throwing the control on the floor. I'm like, I don't want to break it because I don't want to buy the control. That's the only thing is now that you can't do in the past. You can't break controls because they aren't really that cheap. So
yeah, seriously.
YouTube, Google, any forums or how do you beat Deadpool, everybody's, oh yeah, it's really easy. Fuck you. It's not easy. No, I hate that. And I can't stand when somebody says, oh, it's so easy to do this. No.
Yeah, man.
It's not easy. Don't do this. You had a weird chance where you did this and it worked fine. Me, not so much.
Yeah. And it's always funny, like there's always like those secret bosses. Like the only time like any boss should be that hard is like the secret boss, like that's not even necessary to beat the game. But sometimes it's just like the regular boss is just ultra hard, and it doesn't make any sense. How did I get down to this? Oh, we were talking about
many times, yeah. many different pathways. So back to Strider.
So, yeah.
I've been playing. So yeah, I got past that. First, it was getting kind of late, so I go to sleep. So I stopped playing. I saved it. And I was happy. Also, I went back and I thought, you know what? I pay for DLC for games and never played it. So yesterday I started Minerva's Den. Minerva's Den for BioShock 2. Have you played it, BioShocks?
I have not. I'm not a fan of first-person shooters.
But you love Battlefield 4.
Yeah,
or Battlefield in general.
I'm a fan of first-person shooters when it comes to multiplayer. I've never played any campaign of Call of Duty, Battlefield, or...
So when you turn on a game such as Call of Duty or Battlefield, you go straight to multiplayer, that's it?
I go straight to multiplayer. I've owned Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, some other Call of Duty, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4.
Numerous war games that have campaigns and multiplayer.
And I have never once
fuck it.
I have not once... I have no idea what the story in any of those games are about.
Okay, so I did the same thing with Halo 1, but I didn't have an Xbox yet, so I had a PC. I was on my PC. So I played Halo 1 on the PC, and I played nothing but multiplayer only. And how to use guns and get used to everything that way.
Yeah.
So when I went through and I actually played the campaign, I had fun. Well, this is great. It's a fun game, blah, blah. Yeah. And I actually had my girlfriend Sydney for a while. Like, she was... when we first started dating, I was playing this, and I made her sit and watch me play. She was so bored out of her mind, but God love her. She was there. Anyway, from that point on, I found out that I want to play the campaign first. Because the campaign... For me, the campaign is you get used to all the guns. You get used to the guns, gameplay, the movement. You get to know certain things. That's what I learned. That you come across every single weapon in some sort of way. So when you get in the game multiplayer, you're familiar with it. You know how it shoots, how it reloads, how much time it takes, and so forth. That's what I feel is necessary.
There's a lot of games like that. Like I've never played. I played many hours of both StarCraft 2, and I've never once played the campaign. I've tried to play the campaign in StarCraft. I got bored. So maybe it's just a testament to their campaign. They have good movies, though. I've actually just watched all the movies.
The cinematics?
Yeah.
Do you read the text? Or do you fast forward the movies? Or the story?
It depends on the game. Sometimes in the new game of Final Fantasy, like the story, like you do side quests, and you can kind of see where it's going. The conversation, so you just kind of just hitting X. So like I get it, just gets you in. But then there's actually like story where you needed to move the plot forward.
Yeah,
and those I actually watch. But in the case of first-person shooters, I don't for some reason I don't have fun besting a computer in a campaign mode, and then a lot of those the challenges are kind of just stupidly hard to me. Like, you could easily die just by not making mistakes, just like you didn't, there was too many. You kind of were outnumbered.
Yeah.
And that gets fun, but after a while, it's draining. I don't know.
It's all strategy. You gotta find a strategy to beat a certain part. Did you ever play Wolfenstein or Doom when you were young?
Yeah.
Okay, so those are first person. They didn't have multiplayer. They had campaign only. Talking about Doom 1, Doom 2. Doom 3 had multiplayer. Doom 3 didn't have multiplayer. Doom 3 was just on PC. Any Unreal Tournament. Unreal Tournament was all multiplayer.
I don't know.
Prey.
There's something about me in first-person shooters. When I pick it up, I play the multiplayer, and I just have hours of fun doing that. Okay. And I buy those games just for the multiplayer. Like, I wish they just sold a multiplayer version. So
there have been talks. There have been talks. People who buy multiplayer, people who buy a campaign, 2 in disc. That would be. Yeah. Just a slap in the face, kind of. But if you buy them together, a discount, it'd be decent.
I mean, any slap in the face, but at the same time, if there's some people who play, like I've talked to some people who don't play the multiplayer at all. They just play it for the campaign because they like the campaign that much, and they get frustrated. Or so we take for granted that we have good internet here. And we're here to play. Some people don't have good internet.
Australia has like 1 or 2 megabytes. Like, yeah. It's really crappy.
So
unless you're in Kansas when you get fucking the files ultra Google 30 megs millisecond.
Not everyone has the ability to play multiplayer, even if they wanted to. So they're essentially being charged something they're not going to play.
Yeah.
I'm being charged something I'm not going to play. I don't care for the campaign. I just want the multiplayer. Some people just want the campaign. Some people want both. Mm-hmm. So I would be down for a price package that it supported one or the other. I mean,
so what if somebody said, okay, well, here is this game. Multiplayer is fun, but the campaign has these epic moments, and they're fun. The environments are cool. All the environments, all the maps you see in multiplayer are the same ones you see in the campaign. Well, they are, but they're expanded. You see more semantics. Is anything that bring you towards a campaign?
I don't,
or make you.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't figure. I honestly tried playing. I recently bought Battlefield 4 and I played the campaign and I got bored of it after the first.
So you did try the campaign?
Yeah, I've tried them out.
Yeah,
there's something about them I just don't like. I can't put my finger on it. Like GoldenEye is like the last multiplayer I actually kind of enjoy that I can remember for a first-person shooter. Mm-hmm. But then I had way more fun playing the multiplayer than the actual campaign mode.
But like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, those were first-person shooters for the GameCube, or N64. But their maps were so small. I'm not sure if it was just the size on the cartridge,
I think it was
but
perfect
just the
for the time because now we have worlds.
Yeah,
it literally feels like we're traveling from one world to another. But at that time, I guess our imagination was much smaller. I remember, and this is on another tangent, when
that's what
we played Super Mario or Mario 64.
Yeah,
and it felt like revolutionary when I
Mario 64 or Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, Mario 64.
Yes,
like the world, the idea of a 3D world. Even though there were other games like that, for some reason...
You mess with his face in the beginning when you open you pull his face around.
You can stretch him and morph his face. I don't know why that game felt so revolutionary. Because, like I said, I played other games they felt free world, but that one really felt free world.
Well, open world, sandboxy games. No, these are sandboxy, but open world. But we went from Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Bros. Super Mario World, Super Nintendo. So what do we have? The Super Mario 64. I think Super Mario 64 was close to a 3D because it was angled. The Super Mario RPG game.
Yeah.
That was, by
the way, too.
That's a great game. Yes.
That's such a good game.
But that I think that game is the closest we had at the time to any kind of 3D because you had to see the full rendered.
Something we take for granted nowadays. If a game doesn't feel 3D, it's like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah, $20 launch game. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that was the first time because that's back when you got a Mario game launched with the system. You had a Mario game. Because that was the mascot. Nintendo.
Let's go back to BioShock. You did mention that. I like the general story. I've never played BioShock.
Okay.
But the general story concept, to me, that would make a really great film.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be many times. And something about 1940s or 50s around there is very creepy in the dark. And I'm not sure if it's the way records sound on the record player, or that back then,
funny. Yeah, do you see it? If you ever saw Sky Captain the World Tomorrow?
No, it's on Netflix. I'm like, I don't know if I would enjoy it. I don't put 2 hours into it. I don't enjoy it.
The weirdest thing about that movie is I always fall asleep while watching it, but I really like the movie. It's kind of like that noir.
Have you ever finished it before?
Yeah, no, I've watched it many times.
Okay.
It's just like it's kind of like mellow, but it's a good movie. But I was gonna say it's around that same time period, like the 1940s, kind of like Fallout 3, where it's kind of like it froze in that time period and then went on like, what if things didn't really change, but technology kept going forward? But
is the game full of Zeppelins?
Yeah, Zeppelins, robots. It's like the 1940s, like
I gotcha.
Frozen in time, and then that technology stayed, but no, that time period stayed, but the technology kind of went forward. Yeah, almost stayed.
Like Batman the animated series.
I was gonna say, yeah. When you watch Batman, and it's so weird to watch Batman, and they have updated technology. Like to see a Batman when they're talking on a cell phone just seems so like wrong to Batman.
Yeah,
it was like you're supposed to be stuck in this 50s, and that works for Batman. I don't know. It's not just me, right?
No, it was very noir. Everybody wore suits. There was, you didn't go out looking less than dressed to perfection. They drive
those cars that look like they're from like the 70s or before. It just feels right. And then to see a Batman, they're all talking on cell phones. I mean, the only thing that feels right about Batman from going to noir is when you fly to the future. And there's like no bridge there. It's like, okay, this feels better because, I don't know, I can't imagine Batman in like today's city just... I don't know.
So Sky Captain. So it's just you mentioned that you like the movie, and it reminded you of that. So yes, in BioShock, like I said, it's very 1940s, and it's just for me, it's being back then when medicine wasn't. They were still testing a lot of stuff. They were testing out. What do you do? They were experiments. So it wasn't so much the experiments that you heard about, the horrible experiments that doctors did in Germany during World War.
It's not depressing.
No, I'm saying during World War II. So these horrible, nasty experiments people do on each other on humans, prisoners that they've captured.
Yeah.
So it takes that type of weird technology, type of imagination,
period,
into the game. So you see, like, they're called splicers, and they're just disfigured people. Some have masks on, but they're ugly inside. They're just disgusting people to look at, and they're crazy, and they're always crying and yelling. And the first BioShock freaked me out. I couldn't. That was one of the first 360 games I bought when I first got my 360. I couldn't play it. I played it at night, but lights were on, when door was open. I get scared so easily. That was my big thing. Is I get scared so easily. But there's a part where you walk into the bathroom. And you have, like, a wrench with you. Like, your first weapon is, like, a wrench. So, your first time exploring Rapture, you walk into a bathroom, and you see the ghost of a woman drowning her baby in the fucking sink.
I love madness when it comes to games.
And it's like, what the fuck? And I was like, first time I was like, oh, I fucking walked out of the bathroom, like, I don't know what's in there. I went back in later with a shotgun or a bear gun. But I'm like, that's fucking... That's creepy macabre.
They need more games like that where it's just creepiness for no reason. Like, it don't make no sense.
The one game that did that, I'll go back to but I'll finish my BioShock thing here. Minerva's Den Minerva's Den is one the DLC I paid for but never played. It's the same world as BioShock 2, but you aren't really.
Oh, it's actually part. Oh, so DLC.
DLC.
Okay.
It's like a separate story with somebody else, and like you're a big daddy, and essentially you go out and you're supposed to go and find something called the Thinker, who makes plans and everything for. So, and it's only about 5.5 hours, 6 hours long with the DLC. I finished 2 parts of it. I think I'm in the last part right now. It's super fun, and it's hard to go. It was hard to go back to the game when I haven't played in years. Well, maybe like 2 years.
Yeah,
I haven't played.
It is the one problem with all video games nowadays is when you play it. You get accustomed to the controls and the style, what happens.
Yeah.
And go away for a good long time. You come back, you got to remember all that stuff, and
that's what sucks. So yesterday I spent a long time just trying to get my energy, a lot of money, so I can buy energy and buy stuff, healing packs.
Because I've been wanting to go back to play the old Final Fantasies, the 13.1 and 13.2, but they're nothing. All they're different, and the schemes are kind of so different that if I played it, I'd probably just keep doing my ultimate attack by accident. Like, no, I didn't want to waste that. Like, damn it.
Fuck, what was I talking about right now? Fuck, I told you. I said say something.
Oh, you went back and you were playing a while, and you're just kind of like relearning it.
Oh yeah, that too. Before that, I said I was going to say something, but okay. The game that I think that needs to be brought back. That has wackiness was for the GameCube. You know what I'm talking about?
Splatterhouse?
No, that was for like TurboGrafx 16 and for like the X360. I think the newest ones.
I didn't have many GameCube games, but which one?
Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
I know of the game. I feel like was that where you walked around like a flashlight?
That may have been part of it, but that's where you go. You
like in a forest.
I'm not sure. You go different people in different games, you go different time periods. People. So you start off and you're like your uncle or grandfather has been like killed, decapitated. You go find the body. You see this book, I'm trying to remember the bits and pieces of the story.
Sounds like Mist.
And so you go in this book and you read, and it's all about, you go back to these old times of like past people, and like the game fucks with you. The game literally messes with you. There are parts where the game will turn your music all the way down, mute it down, and you're like, what the hell, mute it? And mute goes down. There's parts of the game where you turn it on, it says your game file has been corrupted and is erased, and it does that, but if you restart the game, it'll be okay. There's game where the picture will be upside down. It'll just turn upside down.
You know what games, so this is just talking about games that fuck with you. Have you ever played the Metal Gear? Oh, have you ever played Metal Gear?
I have Metal Gear. I have 2 and 3, or 2, 3, and another one. I have the HD collection. I haven't played it for 360.
It gets serious, but that game loves to like just think out the box, and they'll have parts where one of the parts, I think in Metal Gear Solid 3, if you save at a certain point and then you turn it back on, you wake up and you're like this vampire hunter.
Really?
Just make any sense. You're just running around, and it's nothing like Metal Gear Solid. You're running around like attacking these horrible vampires, and then all of a sudden you wake up and like it was all a dream. Just
that's
stuff,
weird.
Yeah, so nonsensical, but it's fun. It's like something they added in for the game just because they could add it in.
Yeah.
There's a part in Metal Gear Solid 3 where if you play one of the bosses who's really old, if you start playing him and you say you pause the game or you save the game, you play it 2 weeks later, the guy you were fighting will have died of old age.
Really?
Yeah. I love things like that. I remember in the newer Batman Arkham City, they had Calendar Man.
Yeah,
and you could visit him.
You have to go back every holiday, and then he'll give you the achievement or
that's
something
just
for
awesome.
that.
I love it when games have that. I mean, that Easter egg that you have to essentially find, but you can go out the game not knowing it there, but they just put that extra effort there just to put it there. I don't know why they do it, but
and it's all based on your clock, so you can change the clock manually to do it and cheat.
Yeah, you have to do that, but I always found it fun to actually, like, oh shit, it's the 4th of July. I gotta go talk to Calendar Man. And my wife's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, just don't worry about it. I just gotta go talk to this dude. Start the guy on, fly around city, go
She's
talk
like,
to him.
alright, well, I'll be over here doing stuff normally.
I think I missed one holiday. I forget which one it is, and I had to go back through them all. But it was.
I'll get you next year.
Yeah, exactly. That's always fun.
So that's what I've been playing. Now for the game that Sadre should have been playing. Which game actually he said? Okay, you said you played it on the PC. So did I. I got into the beta for Final Fantasy XIV. No, you got into beta as well.
No, I bought the game.
You bought the game, so you played the game on the PC.
Yeah.
How long have you played?
About 20 minutes.
Oh, goddamn! I got Final Fantasy 11. I stopped playing for a long time ago. I stopped playing because I got kind of frustrated. I was very new to the online RPGs, so I gotten better. I played RPGs on the 360 and other game consoles, so I got a little better. I knew more of it. So I decided to
It's a book. Side tangent. Written by a woman. Her name was Gwendolyn Evelyn.
A woman? Oh,
but
man.
that's probably not what it is. But I met her at WonderCon, and she wrote a book called damn, I don't remember, but it's about
that's
RPGs.
The name of it. It's about damn, I don't remember.
I have an interview with
going
this
back
lady,
to an old game.
And I
damn,
can't
I don't remember.
Anyway, the point of it is that this book, it sounds like a book. Do you read books? I don't read books.
God, that's so insulting.
No, I don't read books. I can't.
Apparently you do, because you still have my Zelda book. You haven't get back yet.
Yeah, that's different. Okay, I do have that, right. And that's actually in my backpack because I've been meaning to finish it. But I don't read. If it doesn't have a bunch of pictures in it, I don't read books. Do you read books?
I read books. I read. It's like, comics.
Well, comics
I have comics, but I also have books too. I have a Vampire Hunter book. I have.
Okay, so
I have this Nintendo book I used to write on.
Because it's about RPGs. That was all I had pointed. I can't remember the name of it, so I don't want to keep.
Is it like the history of RPGs, or
no,
is it?
It's about a character, somebody who's playing RPGs.
Is it that movie Game On? Or no, Ready Player One? Is it Ready Player One or Game On?
I don't know what we're talking about.
There's a famous book called, I think it's called Ready Player One, about a person who's in the video game world and much of video game.
I don't know. It's she's damn it. I'm so mad I can't think of this now. She's really interesting.
You know, when you on the way home, be like, "Fuck, that was her." You got the name. It'll come to you, and the later you're like, "Oh, goddamn."
No, I don't have a good memory, so I know it's not going to come to me. If I can't think of it now, it's never going to come back.
Give me the benefit of the doubt, and you're just shooting it down.
Like I keep trying to repeat the conversation over in my head I've had with her, but
All right.
it's not. But it's a book you might be interested in because you read books. Anyway, the point was that you might be interested.
Gotcha.
I feel like I just disrupted the show for no reason.
All right. Well, thank you, Sadre, for...
Okay, so let me tell you my story.
And we get derailed for a second.
A quick story about Final Fantasy XIV. So I tried to play the game. So what I've learned is I'm not a huge fan of...
Do you know the story of why it was a Realm Reborn?
Yeah, it was basically Final Fantasy as a beta that didn't go so well, and
it went from Final Fantasy XIV came out, and it was riddled with bugs and just fucking glitches. So they kept it in beta for a long time. They finally decided to scrap it and redo it. So at the end of Final Fantasy XIV, you got a cinematic where this big, it looks like Bahamut, big fucking dragon comes out, destroys everything. There's a wizard who gathers a group of people, transports them out of there before the world's destroyed. So you get this kind of Earth 2 thing. So the people are awake in this new world, and it's kind of like an Earth 2. So that's why it's a Realm Reborn. So I'm not sure if it takes place future or in the past, or like I said, around side by side, Earth 2 thing. But you're in the same world, but it's just what happened in the past didn't happen.
Yeah,
I kind of, and maybe an inside joke
reboot. They kind of like play on itself. Like,
that never happened. All those bad things didn't happen. This is the new ones, and you played. I played the beta, but I played the beta like I played shit. I played like 16, 17 hours of the beta. I just love that game so much.
Really? What I found like. I played World of Warcraft. I played parts of Final Fantasy 11. I played 14. See, I have a story about 14 why I can't play anymore. But
that's where it comes from.
I don't know. There's something about those games. I played Ascension also. The style I don't like. I'm not a fan of. Well,
is it the
one? I hate doing a bunch of random stupid quests for anyone.
Well, that's what RPGs are. It's fetch quests. That's all they are.
They call them the very beginning
fetch quests.
Where it feels just like hey, can you go kill 4 monkeys for me? And I go out and kill 4 monkeys. Oh, that was great. And I'll kill 14 dogs. And it just feels frustrating at some point.
Yeah, but that you know, it's reason right. That's there to help you get your levels up.
I get that. I'd rather be thrown into the middle of a battle and then
get your ass handed to you and say, "I hate this game." Quit.
No. And then you step me through it. Like, this is how you do this, and then like in the middle of an actual war to catch, kind of like. I don't know. There's something with those damn monkeys, and I keep killing them like little bugs.
You just hate monkeys, don't you? Damn.
That's what I remember from World of Warcraft. So I did like how pretty the game was. It seems very pretty, and there's some things I liked about it.
Did you find it easy to play? Did you find it easy to? Did you understand where the things were?
Like it wasn't as complicated as World of Warcraft could be.
Okay.
I'm not saying World of Warcraft is complicated. I'm saying that it was more accessible. If I had never played any like game like Ascension or World of Warcraft, this was very accessible to me. But when I did get kind of nervous, it was like running through like this one town and they were having all these shops. I had to make items. I had to make this. And I was watching this guy make them, and he was sitting there making them over and over again. And he would like sit there.
He would craft things.
Like he looked like he was crafting this, and I was like, "There's way too much in this game. I'm not gonna be a fan of." But here's my story about 14. So. I bought 14 because I had watched the cinematics on YouTube or something, and I was like, okay, this actually looks really interesting. It looks very beautiful, and I want to try something new. Plus, I want to play with people online. So I bought the game, right, on Amazon, digital download, because it was like $20 at the time.
Right on.
So I bought it, and then it had me register. It's like, okay, your username, password, and a one-time key code, right? Like the third field, and I was like, so I registered, and I put something in there. So when I try to log in a game, username, password, one-time key code, it doesn't work. I'm like, okay, so what am I missing? So I go to password reset, try it again, same thing. So it's like, so it says, use your one-time key code you would have picked up from registering for this thing, or like other site. It's like, I've never done that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what my one-time key code is. So I was like, okay, so I'm Googling how to reset my one-time key code. So I go through this long process for trying to reset it, right? It's like, oh, you do this, that, and third. So every time I get to the point of resetting it, it tells me I need the one-time key code so I can log in to reset the damn code, right?
Okay.
So this goes on for about 2 hours because it's just sitting in circles. I'm trying to reset my account so I can get my one-time key code so I can log into the game. Because I felt like I must have set that at some point and I just didn't know what it was. So 2 hours had gone by, and I just could not figure it out, and I'm getting frustrated at this point. I installed the game, but I just can't play it. So I actually call up customer service, okay?
You're that guy.
Yeah, I was actually frustrated. Like, okay, I need to figure this out because this is driving me nuts. So I talked to customer service. It's like, I don't know what is going on, but I can't figure out this code. And meanwhile, I'm on the other line with the Amazon customer service. I was like, fuck this. I'm so annoyed by this point. I just want a refund of this fucking game.
Yeah.
So I don't get a refund, by the way. But so eventually I'm talking to the guy, and I'm talking to people on Amazon, and they just keep sending me to the same person through a chat, like the chat. Like, okay, well, let me send you to a group that specializes that. And like I see the name that pops up is the exact same name that popped up before.
Yeah.
And like, oh, what's your problem? And I explained it to him again. It's like, oh, let me see your person. And it goes back to the same person again. And the third time, they finally get me to somebody else. So I'm just more annoyed at this point. Mm-hmm. Finally, the actual Final Fantasy customer service get back to me and say, oh, that one-time key code? Oh, you don't need to worry about that. Just leave it blank.
What?
Like, what do you mean, just leave it blank? It doesn't say that anywhere.
Why would it have...
Yeah. They have like username, password, one-time key code. It has 3 fields they want you to fill out. But you can skip one, right? Who would ever do that?
Does it say anywhere in there? Does it say required field in there?
It doesn't say required, but it implies required because it's there, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
You have
3 locks. Oh, just unlock the first 2. You don't have to worry about third lock. It doesn't really work. It's like, what? No, wait. This lock is
for
here.
show.
Yeah. So you type in my username and password and just hit log on and it works. And at that point, I was so frustrated. It's like, why would they have this stupid fucking field? It was a one-time passcode. It was like something like that.
And they're on the... You don't hear them, they're like, ha ha, I got another one, ha ha ha.
Because I kept looking it up.
Laugh at you.
And it was like, you need this... And then like one thing kept saying, you need this device to get your one-time passcode, which matches with this other shit. And I was like, what the hell are they talking about? I've never had this. So why would they... But when I registered, it had me type in something for that field. Or I guess it just ignored it. Because it didn't do anything, I guess. Like I typed something in that one-time field, and I tried typing it again. And I kept copying and pasting. Like, I know this is what I pasted. It's not working. I was so frustrated. It's like 2.5, 3 hours had gone by, and I was like, I don't fucking care anymore. I want a refund. I am done with this game.
My $20 back.
Yeah. But
this is after you've installed the game, right? You installed it. You even have hours of installation. There's always updates and stuff going on.
Yeah, and patches download the game, Geeks.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, I had contacted Amazon back, like, I don't fucking care anymore. I just want my money back. They gave me back $10 for my next purchase, so I was okay. And then, so I was really annoyed with the game. So I had played it, right, for like 20 minutes. While my anger was still kind of like, tension riding high. It's like, fuck this, I'll play this later. And a month had gone by, and my subscription, apparently, when you buy the game, you get a 1-month subscription free. For free. Uh-huh. And then I got an email saying my subscription was up. So I was like, fuck, I don't care anymore.
So you got $10 back from Amazon, but you didn't get the game back? You got $10 back from Amazon, but you didn't have to you didn't disable the game.
No, they out of my fresh because they kept sending me in circles, and I was like, I told the person, in chat box, I assumed there's a person on the line. I'm really frustrated, and this is not your fault, and I kind of was just like letting them have it. Uh-huh. But kept like saying, I get this is not your fault, but I feel like as a customer, someone should be able to help me with this. It doesn't make any sense that I'm just sitting here for 3 hours trying to figure out how to play a game. Mm-hmm. And not to sound like a snob or nothing, but I figure someone like in my level, if I can't figure out how does everyone else figure it out?
Wow.
Like if you ask a mechanic, hey, what's wrong with this car? And you're like, well, I don't know.
Because I don't know, man.
But then no one else is going to figure it because you're the person
I think it's rattling.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like, there was nothing that explained this to me. I had looked at the instructions you emailed me when I downloaded the game, and this was not there. Did you get
the ever so popular restart the computer? Did you get that pro tip?
No, they didn't give me that. No, luckily I would.
That would have been fucked up. They go restart the computer, and then all of a sudden you can't get chat's gone. No, chat's gone. I can't get back, and then
No, they didn't give me that. I was just the people who were all helping me were all helping me. I was just so pissed off to find out that.
But how could you be frustrated over a line? Did you use all caps? Did you use all caps or caps?
You just tell them, like, look, I'm really pissed off. And, just let them have it. Like, why would I even do this if I knew value? Like,
2 hours on this thing.
Yeah.
And you, who we've discovered now, play games in the wee hours of the morning. So it must have been...
No, this was actually after work. It was like a frustrating day at work, and I needed, like, some release. So I was like...
So you get more frustration from customer service?
No, yeah. It probably was like such a bad day that just kind of... Everything just snowballed. But I was like, I need something to something new just to take my mind. Like, when you have a bad day, you go out and do something. Like, let me go out and buy myself a new baseball bat, tennis racket.
Yeah, baseball. You're frustrated to get a baseball bat. That's how crimes get committed.
A tennis racket, like a new game.
No,
like
you said baseball bat first. You're frustrated and call a baseball bat.
I'm just saying, something to get your mind off. Whatever that you just want to put out about.
Random beatings.
And go on. To
GTA 5 IRL.
Something like, I just want to do something different. Right?
Okay.
So after that, I was just like, I don't even. So that was my experience with Final Fantasy 14.
I had a really good.
Yeah. So I did try this on for size. I did like the customization. I like the games you can over customize in games now. I feel like I like this elf looking character. I guess I can't ride like a lance.
So you were like a dragoon, or because I always pick. I like range weapons. Like I'm a mage. I'm always a mage. I love mages. I love every Final Fantasy.
Hide in the background.
Yeah.
Straight away.
No, I'm a range weapon. No.
I almost went for archery.
I'll burn your ass and I'll fucking electrocute your ass from afar.
I almost went for archery, but like I saw like a lance kind of sword. I was intrigued by it, so I did pick the lance, and I did run a couple missions. There was something about the game that had also frustrated me. Like I was looking for somebody. The map was confusing to me.
Okay.
They kept telling me that someone was here, and I had to go Google where I went. So I think by the time I got to the play style of the game, I was already frustrated beyond reason.
So you don't play? I played during the beta. I during the beta I wanted to be a mage. I wanted to be a black mage. I like dark magic. I love that. But the one wasn't available at the time we start playing, so I played as a white mage. I am not a good healer. I found out. Yeah. I am not. I got in a couple hours. I got hours into the game, but I got up into. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're raids. They're group people going to dungeon, whatever. Yeah. I got to fight Ifrit. I was a healer during a raid. I am not a good healer. I am not a good healer in no way, shape, or form. I couldn't even keep myself alive. That's a good healer I was. I was grinding. I'm like, oh, I got a good healer. I'm gonna go fucking. I'm all about this. We play with our friend Sunday, who loves being a healer. So I'm like, he can do it. So why can't I do it? I'm like, it's the same thing with your smugness. Comes my smugness. Like, I can do this fucking guy. Yeah, so I just fucking heal somebody. How? What the hell? So nope. So you have to choose somebody, and
when it comes to those games, I'm the tank. My best role would always be
just run in there and bash.
Yeah, I try to protect
and hopefully somebody heals you.
Yeah, that's the role I've realized in all of these new MMO games. I am always the best at either the tank or like a recon, which is like
a range weapon.
Yeah.
Which
I don't really like. I do the range, but I mostly just hunt people out and like find them. And like, okay, there you go, get them, guys,
get them, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. But those are the two jobs I just, not that I want to be, but I've noticed that I do the best.
Yeah. So after my horrible instance, I died, and luckily our person in our group lived and was able to beat Ifrit, so I get to live and get some XP.
Yeah.
But I found out that the Black Mage was available, so I'm like, cool. So I went back and I started Black Mage. We had to start my level 1, so I did that stuff, and I enjoyed it. I'm like, you know what? Don't think because I didn't buy it, I didn't like the game. Just I haven't bought it, and it's not like
the problem with these games now are to buy like something like Final Fantasy 14. It takes commitment.
Yeah,
like you can't just play like, oh, I have some free time and play. No, you're actually paying this game a subscription based, like $15
a month.
Yeah, 15. Oh damn.
Yeah, like most RPGs, Final Fantasy, not StarCraft, but World of Warcraft.
They should need
any major.
They should need like a new model where
even I think new Elder Scrolls is paid prescription.
Yeah, and need like a new model where you can pay where you play. Like you want to play.
Well, it's free to play.
No, 14.
No, sorry, no. I'm saying, are you talking about free to play?
Well,
like it's free, but if you want to have like the full game experience, you pay.
Well, there's that, but like a new model where like even
the Star Wars game, it was
it's free to play now.
No, free to play.
Yeah, but like Final Fantasy 14, like a game you want to play, but you don't want to be sitting. You don't want to just siphoning money out of your account, kind of forcing you to play because you don't get your money's worth. Something more like where you're like, okay, I'm gonna play today. Do you want to play? Yes, it's gonna cost you $5 for the next 2 weeks. Or like
okay, so
next week.
So you're paying for a time period.
Yeah, like
for hours or a day or whatever.
Yeah, so you can so it's not so far fetched. Like I haven't played this game in 2 months, but I've been charged the last 2 months price.
Okay.
Where I'm playing this game this week. Next week I'm getting married, or I'm flying to China, or whatever you're going to be doing. You're not going to be playing.
That's a really specific.
I'm just I'm just saying life happens, right?
I got you.
So
okay.
you don't pay that week, and the next week you want to play like the next 2 weeks, so you pay more. I don't know. They just need to come at it different. That's one reason I haven't gone back to it.
Okay.
After the frustrating event, I actually did want to go back to it. It's like, okay, now that was probably just that isolated event. Let's go back. But
you don't want to pay for it.
Now I got to pay like a whole new $20 or 10. I had to subscribe to it, and I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I hate to sound like pompous, but I don't like. Once you sign up, I'm signed up for a bunch of stuff that I probably forgotten over time. That probably just like siphoning $10 out of my account every month, and like, what is this? I don't want to become one of those. Like almost like a monthly bill that just kind of fades into the black. I'm pretty sure it turns
into a chore after a while.
Yeah,
a chore to play a game.
So I'd rather pay when I wanted to play, and that's just that. But the game itself, I can see it being something that it was big, and when I looked up on it, it seemed like everyone was having fun with this game but me, so I had bought it to try it out, and I just had the worst experience.
It always happens. When you're forced to play, you have the worst experience.
Yeah, so it was
you gotta play when you want to play. Let's get into some new releases coming out this week. Coming out actually tomorrow.
Nothing really big.
What
I saw?
What?
Hey, take a step back. Nothing really big.
God,
Dead Nation though was actually a damn good game.
Dead Nation is for the PS4.
Yeah.
So you would know about this, not me.
It's more like a over the head zombie kind of game, but it's surprisingly good.
You mean top down? You mean?
And it's kind of like Contra, top down Contra with zombies, and you just kind of shoot stuff.
Contra was side scrolling.
Super
Contra, you mean?
Alien Wars. Have you played the top down version of the Super Contra?
Like Smash TV?
No. It's like Smash TV. Yeah, it's more like Smash TV. That's a better example. But it's really good. I was surprised because when I first got the game, it was free because the PSN network got hacked, and I was like, whatever, we got these free games, let's play them. Dead Nation was surprisingly good. So my vote on that game is whoever did the marketing for that game fucking sucks, because that game's actually awesome.
I never heard about it until I read.
I never heard about it until we got it for free, and I was like, dude, I would have paid money for this. It's just fun. And speaking of awesome, Awesome Knots is actually another awesome game.
I see that in the PS4.
Yeah,
another PS4.
Like that segue, right? Speaking of awesome games, Awesome Knots is like a side scroller versus kind of thing. Very decent. It's actually kind of fun. Is it only for PS? I don't know.
PS4 it looks like.
Yeah, well, Awesome Knots is actually a fun side scroller again kind of game. It's kind of like Contra if it was side scrolling verse mode.
All right. Well, let's go through some of the games that Sadre deems as shit this week.
No, I didn't say shit. What I'm saying is like there are no big hitters. Like
what? Let me end on the big hitter in my opinion.
Apparently,
let me end on the big hitter in my opinion.
Apparently, because he's a knockouts.
No, it's not Zoo Tycoon. Depending on what you think. Okay, so Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 2 comes out for PC and PS3 this week. Comes out. We're recording Monday, so it should come out tomorrow, Tuesday.
Before you keep going, have you ever played those games?
No. Any Telltale games?
They're interesting. They're
Walking Dead or Back to the Future. I haven't played either. I think Back to the Future was.
Back to the Future. I don't know why I could not get into that. I got that for free too.
Really?
I couldn't get into it, but
it's episodic as well. I think how many episodes? Do you know?
I don't know. I got past like the first one. The first season of Walking Dead, Telltale games is decent.
It transfers over too. It carries over. You're saying like whatever. From what I heard, from whatever you do in season 1, when you start season 2, episode 1, it reads your save file and gives you.
Okay. Well, that game's gonna make you feel like crap, regardless.
I know it is. That's what I've heard. I've heard many people say like your actions are like, well, I should have done that, or I should have done that.
No, it's like if someone came up to your house and was like, okay, you have 2 kids, you're gonna have to give one to me. You choose. Like it's the choice sucks regardless.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to live with that choice, and then you're like, damn, that sucks. What if I went there and
that's why you have the multiple saves just to see whatever time every single storyline available.
And the illusion is that if I could have made it better. No, there's always a bad shit. That's how to get you. That is how to get you. But it's
like one of those old Albert Hitchcock movies where it's always. I mean, like the movie came out where like you can if you want $1 million, press a button and somebody random dies in the world, but you don't know who the person is. But doing that, you can also be the next person that dies. You ever seen that movie?
No.
It was a Cameron Diaz. It's an old. I believe it's an old Hitchcock episode, I believe, or one of those old timey things. But it came out a couple years ago, and essentially it was you. This person comes to you and says, "I'll give you $1 million if you press this button. You press this button, someone in the world will die. You don't know this person, but they will die." The trick, the split sword is that somebody else may come to have the same option, and it is you for the person that dies. It puts you in that pool, like, oh yeah, $1 million, but I could die tomorrow if the person presses the button. It's a really fucked up scenario. So speaking of awesome games coming out, not that I know of, but Dead Nation, Awesome Knots, XCOM, Enemy Unknown. Came out for the PC. XCOM came out for the Xbox 360, and I believe for the PS3 as well. Did you play XCOM?
You know, I have a memory with XCOM, but I can't.
When I went to E3, not to brag or anything, but I saw it when it first got released and talked about. Hey, look, interesting, but it was to me. I looked at it. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this, so I didn't give it. Not that it doesn't look fun, but it's for me. The gameplay isn't something like commands and something. Something about that is I didn't feel like, you know what, I'm not gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna enjoy it at my end. Me personally, I know me and my gaming style. I'm not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I know. I completely for me, if you told me like I had made the best first-person shooter game in the world, yeah, I'm not gonna enjoy it. Unfortunately,
Sadre hates. I'm gonna make that sound. Yeah. Sadre hates.
Yeah, I watched. See, I have a better experience watching other people play these games than actually playing them myself. I couldn't.
Are you like that? Can you watch? Are you happy sitting and watch somebody play a game?
It depends. Like first person shooters, like I actually enjoyed watching BioShock. It's not something I would enjoy playing. I have no idea why.
I went to a friend's house and they made me, a couple of friends sat down and watched me. They made me marathon Alan Wake. I don't like Alan Wake. I got the achievements. I got all the stuff. Yay for me! I beat the game. It took me about 10 hours to do. I did it overnight, but I didn't like the game.
Certain things is fun to watch. So I sent you a link the other day with the Metroid speedrun. Did you watch that?
Actually, no idea. I'm sorry.
You did watch it. Okay.
How many times have...
Well, I played Final Fantasy 14. You want for me?
Okay, my fault. That was my fault. A speedrun.
Is it interesting? But there's some...
Is it NES Metroid?
It's Super NES Metroid.
Oh,
Super Metroid.
Metroid.
That was actually really good. There's some... I don't know, about some games, when you watch it, in this case, you have 4 people racing each other, so that made it really interesting. But in the case of BioShock, I don't know, the story, like I said, it would make a great movie. I would have fun watching that, but for some reason I can't sit down and I wouldn't be
okay, but that's not fair though, because you can to watch. Oh yeah, I can watch a speedrun. Yeah, it's 10 minutes, or you can speedrun.
Speedrun was 45 minutes. 45
I'm saying
minutes. Okay.
But if you watch Super Mario Bros. 3 speedrun, 21 minutes is done or whatever. Okay, you can say I watched somebody play it. Yeah, you watched somebody play, but you watched them play like all the wrong ways to get past, and they finally glitched and everything to get past these.
Wait, there's that.
Yeah. So, the one game that I wasn't want to talk about that I believe is the biggest game of this week that Sadre says he hates and kicks puppies is again it's not Zuka Tycoon. It comes out tomorrow as well, but South Park: The Stick of Truth comes out for the 360, the PS3, and PC. I want to play this game so badly, but I am stuck at the almighty dollar. That is where I'm stuck. I don't mind the price. I just don't know if I should buy it right now, money-wise. Or time-wise.
Because of certain situations, I basically shouldn't be spending money anymore. But I was going to say, what is the big hype about this game? I remember...
It's an RPG. I love RPGs. As we've all discussed here. It's made to look like a cartoon, like you're playing the cartoon. You can find like the first 11 minutes on it online. It's based with the characters that they've seen. Like they make there's episodes where I think it's the one where they have to return a porno tape to the porno tape was returned to a video store. And it's all based around like Twin Towers was the video store, like Blockbuster called Twin Towers, and it was all them in
sounds like a bad.
It was just so funny because it was all them dressed up as these characters, and they had a mage, they had a warrior and everything, and a princess and stuff, and they took that concept of those for them as that in that world, and they brought it to a game. it's the writing. It's very that I enjoy. It's very and it's
could be interesting. I'll give you that. I can't imagine because I'm not a fan of South Park, so
yeah,
I couldn't imagine us.
You gotta respect the writing.
Okay, so have we had talk about this?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so South Park, I'll admit, the writing is genius. There's a certain genius to it. I cannot stand watching an episode of South Park though. I've tried sitting through many of them, and they drive me insane. But there's an element of genius to like the plot.
The fact that they're so topical. They're topical like 2 of the week because they make the episode. The episode that comes on Wednesday will be started and made last Monday. You know what you've seen the 6 days the 6 days airs, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's like a documentary.
Really
now a documentary.
Yeah.
But they write, produce, everything in 6 days, and
these guys are like geniuses. I will give you that. I thought the one episode I did remember of South Park was funny when they had cracked the formula of Family Guy.
With the manatees. Yeah, the manatees pushing the balls.
That was so genius. Like I couldn't watch the actual show, but just
and had Bart Simpson in it too.
Yeah. The actual genius of like how they, because I was annoyed by Family Guy at this point.
Yeah,
and I couldn't quite figure out. It was like every joke's almost the same. Like you can kind of see it coming. Mm-hmm. And then South Park say, "This is explain why. This is exactly what their joke formula is."
Yeah,
it was like spot on. It's like genius. But I still can't watch South Park. I don't know.
Okay, but no, it's
so the game to me. I'm lost on the South Park verse. So
if you like RPGs, play for that. Play for the RPG.
I couldn't do it.
It's not a first-person shooter. Okay, so did you ever play the game Skate?
Skate for the new systems like PS3.
Or I guess Skate 1, Skate 2 came out. Okay, there's one that for when Trying Out came out, they used the X or the weight, whatever, to ollie up, whatever.
I actually like that game a lot.
In the Skate games, you use the thumbstick. You use the different. Okay, and this one, same thing. You use the thumbstick to do moves to go along with your button combination. So it's kind of like down forward for something or whatever. Those kind of, it's that to do like moves. So it's not just a one button move or whatever. But you do have things, and it's they're so detailed as far as each each weapon and shield, sword, bow, whatever has a funny name to it. There's just something about like, okay, that I want to see what this is called, or and there's so many things we can do. There's so many options where they give you like it's kind of like side scrolling, but they give you a room, and there's different ways to get out of it. And if there's certain ways, like Easter eggs you can find, or hidden things like, do this, that you can fit a funny thing to do that, or and you do have, and even when I talk about South Park, Sadre starts yawning.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm
just joking with you. I'm just joking. No, but no. In all actually, I really want to buy this. I look forward to it.
I've heard the hype. Like I haven't heard the hype. I've heard the name South Park: The Stick of Truth pop up enough, but I'm not a. It never thought of.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I tried watching Game of Thrones.
You have to watch the 2-part. I think it's 3 part. The PS4 versus Xbox One South Park episodes. Those are so fucking great. And us being gamers, their genius. Everything about that. If you got to do anything this week, watch it just came out a couple months ago when they came out. It was about getting to the mall first to buy a PS4 or Xbox One, because if you get to the mall, one of the first people in the line, you get 90% off anything in the mall.
Oh shit!
So they wanted to get the Xbox One or PS4. So there are two factions made, Xbox One and PS4. Each of them had their own arguments on who's the best system and why. And there is a whole plot to get to the mall.
Okay.
And it was it was like
I'll watch it. You don't have to spoil it.
No, I'm saying it's like Game of Thrones, where like, have you heard the Red Wedding? Game of Thrones?
Nah.
Okay, so the Red Wedding's a really controversial episode in the game, and where something happens to a lot of people, and
they die.
Spoiler alert, yeah. So, but in a really fucked up way though. Lots of really fucked up killings in that episode, and in the South Park, they're at a Red Robin for it. So that's their thing. They're the Red Robin, so they're having their dinner at the Red Robin instead of Red Wedding. So
Okay.
and
All right, well, I'll
check it out. It's I think it's a 2 part, but it's so worth the watch. I think you can still go to South Park Studio. I think SouthParkStudios.com. They I think Matt and Trey authorized that website to run episodes of South Park anyone you want, and you can watch them there. You can watch them like a couple days after they air on Comedy Central, or a week after, I think.
Okay.
But you should be able to find it. But it's called it's about PS4 and Xbox One. This 2-part, I believe. It's so fucking good.
I'll try it. I'll try it out for size. I will, yeah. It's just
for the gaming aspect, but yeah, and they do make a funny thing at the end with their game at the very end of the last episode. And they do make a little funny thing.
I'm just gonna tell you now. It might take 2 weeks because I'll probably like kind of sit through it and I gotta get annoyed that it's South Park and pop in and out.
Or next time you come over, I'll sit and watch it with you.
They need to make a Futurama episode of it. That's my jam.
Are you waiting for the Futurama of Simpsons Family Guy crossover? No, Simpsons Family Guy crossover. Sorry. No, they're also making a Futurama crossover with, I think, The Simpsons. Oh. Well, they're both Matt Groening's productions. Matt Groening things.
Bender has been in the Simpsons episodes every now and then.
Very hints and stuff, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, Bender's actually been in. They go through like this car thing, and Bender's in the seat, and they're like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And they're like, what the hell? And they kick him out of the seat. But no, I'll give it on. I'll try it on for size. I can't promise you I'll have it done by this week. Okay. But I'll try to have it done by at least next week.
I really hope you do. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you really do. But I think you were worried about being low energy. You are fine energy this evening.
Yeah, you just got me all riled up.
I get you.
I just gotta get
I get you in there.
My front force.
Now you're gonna go home and be like, "Oh, I'm so mad."
They call it Mellow Yellow.
Yes, Mellow Dre.
So I guess we're gonna finally sign out because that's what it feels like. This is Dre and Taylor, GGWP Geeks Game Winner podcast. It is 8:00 at night, which means it is past Taylor's bedtime.
No, 10:00 is, but Raw has just I watch Raw at wrestling every Monday.
You still watch that?
Fuck yeah, I do.
I just saw Diamond Dallas Page.
Yoga, DWP Yoga.
It just brought me back to the good olden days of wrestling when it was all about showmanship. And Diamond Dallas Page was, even though he's not a great athlete, great wrestler, he had the charisma there, and you just wanted to raise your hand up. And
him and Victoria,
yeah. D
who died,
and he the AKA Diamond Cutter Stunner, Soul Cold Stunner. He's basically the same thing.
Diamond Cutter, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Cutter, yeah. Yeah, so I get the East Coast feed, so I get everything 3 hours ahead. So I watch wrestling from 5 to 8.
And then you bet people on who's gonna win.
No,
and you just collect hey, you get it right every single time. Like I just can't forget.
No, but I do like to go rant on Twitter and make funny jokes and talk shit. But that's just my thing.
You still watch wrestling? Interesting. I used to watch wrestling.
I watch wrestling. If I don't watch it on Monday tonight, I'll watch the next day on Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus has like condensed hour and a half. It's 3 hours now. It's 5 to 8.
I thought it was I thought it was always like 2 hours.
Yeah, they extended it though, 3 hours.
Yeah.
More storyline, more wrestling.
Yeah.
More sweaty men. So, so if you wanted to watch the next day on Hulu, it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's like the best matches the next day.
The reason I had ever gotten to wrestling,
Undertaker's coming back for WrestleMania. Still undefeated.
Undertaker.
He's wrestling Brock Lesnar. That fucker is old. He started when he was 19 in the wrestling business.
But what was I gonna say? The reason I got into wrestling was the music. They had good intro and an exit song.
On our old show, we played the intro. We had a whole episode of wrestling music.
I used to own. There was like a CD where they just had remix. It was like hip hop remix of all like the
WWF The Streets.
Yeah, it was something like that. They had Method Man do Kane, and he did Kane and somebody else. Rock did. Who did The Rock? No, Method Man did Kane and The Rock.
Oh, really?
And Raz Kaz did the Games theme. There was like a bunch of them.
The Game? Oh, Triple H. Okay.
Triple H, the Game.
Oh, they're after the Game.
Yeah, they had went through and did a bunch of them, but they were all like really good. It was like, but then I remember specifically The Rock had actually entered the song with the Method Man version of the song. And I don't know, it was just like a great.
Go say you look. Your eyes are twinkling that you were living it in your mind.
I was there with the music. I'm all about music. And so I was there with the music because I'm a huge fan of The Rock, actually, because The Rock has that charisma that carries over to the movies well. I go see movies because The Rock's in them, and they typically are crappy movies. Not typically, actually. They used to be all crappy.
Like Hercules?
The Rock's mean Hercules.
He's mean Hercules.
I don't know. I recently watched
that.
I recently watched G.I. Joe. The Rock.
I've not watched that yet.
It's actually okay. So this new G.I. Joe.
So much sign off.
Is more how I expected the G.I. Joe movies to be.
No, there's no Cobra Commando, isn't it? JGL is gone.
No, there's Cobra Commander. They just all the old actors, none of them didn't come back, so they got rid of Destro. Basically, I mean, he's like, oh, you're out of the band, so Destro's not there anymore. But how the campiness of G.I. Joe is how the Cobra feels in this next movie. Like, that's how I expected Cobra to feel in the original movie, but they didn't quite get there. They felt more like it. Like, how... So G.I. Joe's is like... There's like 1,000 G.I. Joes, but there's like these 4 guys that have actually names and like specialties.
Like Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow?
Yeah, Storm Shadow. Like, that's how the Cobras were. There's like 1,000 Cobras, but there's really like... There's Dr. Mindbender. There's like 5 of them that have like the names... And like everyone else is like a foot soldier. Mm-hmm. This one felt more like that. It had those foot soldiers that are the names that are actually really good.
People who are expendable, and then there's
the foot soldiers are expendable, but then there's like the ones that like they're like
they have like generals. They have a name, so they'll be around for a while.
Yeah, you get they had names for a reason because they have a specialty that are really good. There's a character in the neck this one right now that I really was like gravitated to. Mm. They got rid of her too.
Ah, fuck. Killing me here.
All the characters.
Killing me here.
In the first one, I only think...
Were you sad about Marlon Wayans not being in the second one?
Yeah, I think all the ones that were in the first one, only one of them returns, and he's not there very long.
Channing Tatum dies.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, okay, so he's not there very long.
God, I was joking. Thanks a lot, Sadre.
And then, there's only one other character, well, 2 other characters that are really in the first one, but... How did I start talking about The Rock? Oh, wrestling. You brought up wrestling.
I mentioned wrestling. You decided to.
But yeah, the music. I was surprised people still watch wrestling. I'm surprised that it's actually lasted as long as it did. Not that it's boring. I just thought, like, I figure everyone checks in wrestling at some point, like, because it's interesting, and they check out because it kind of goes on and on. It's like a modern day soap opera. And I figured at some point you just gotta like, okay, this is
a soap opera for men. That's all it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Guess a bunch of men fighting on the ground. I guess soap opera man. I understand. That's why you're watching it.
And there's also my Batman pajamas, my skeleton socks. There's also a South Park episode where they make fun of WWF and make it all like the wrestling is just all
WWE.
Like WWE. No, but they've been to WWF back then.
Yeah, I remember that. That's how old school. When you remember it was WWF, that's when you're old. That means you basically were born in like the 80s.
You always gotta find a way to call me old, don't you? Every episode, you gotta find a way to call me old. I'm older than you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I was like 6 when you were born.
Here, this is how I put it in perspective. I feel old, and you're older than me, so I must actually feel really old. Nah.
Thanks.
Nah, it's so we were talking about the golden age of cartoons. I realized that we were old. I was looking at some pictures of Alex Mack yesterday. Remember the Secrets of Alex Mack? That was my jam.
Was that? Okay, was that the black kid?
No, a white girl.
Oh, who was Alan Strange. Alan Strange. Alan Strange was my neighbor. He lived like in my apartments.
Did he commit suicide or something? There's somebody who committed suicide that was like
Alan Strange.
It was some black actor who recently committed suicide.
Oh no, I don't think it was Alan Strange. Okay,
I just remember one of them kid like Justin Thomas or like one of those.
I remember that guy Alan Strange. He's a neighbor, and I hung out with him like once or twice, and then we talked and everything. And I'm like, here's some comic. I had a bunch of comic cards, the extra ones, and like his mom's like, "Are you sure you can give them away?" And your mom get mad. I'm like, "No, they're fine and whatever." But he was pretty sheltered. Like he'd always be gone doing movies or whatever and TV shows. But he lived in like apartments weren't bad. Just I didn't think he'd live in an apartment.
Hey, you'd be surprised. Have you ever watched Red Man? You know Red Man. If I say the name Red Man, does that strike any chord?
Besides the rapper Redman?
Yeah, the rapper Redman. Okay. There's a famous episode of Cribs where Redman shows where he lives, and it looks like he's basically poor.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And it's with him and like 4 people, right? Yeah. Like they all live, and he has a rack full of porn.
Yeah. He's like showing his apartment out, and it's like, damn, that dude must be poor. And then like, so they had a revisit to his apartment, and it's the same place. But it's better now. He's like,
they never raise the rent. Yeah. I'm not leaving it.
He basically shows that the whole place is better. It's kind of funny. So keeps it real. Not all celebrities move out. Once they get money, they do.
In all fairness, ODB had MTV go with him to get food stamps.
Yeah, some people they keep it ghetto. You can take the boy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the homeboy.
Homeboy.
But yeah,
true words from Sadre. And this time we're real signing out is now almost 8:30. Damn.
Yeah,
we're a bunch of fucking blowhards. We need to stop talking. But thank you for listening. Anything you want to plug or produce or not produce? Plug?
Man, I can't. Taxes are a bitch. That's all I can say.
Yes, I'm trying to keep your mind off things, but you want to bring it back to sadness. I'm sorry to hear that and everything.
No, it's cool. But yeah, taxes are a bitch. Find someone who's really good at that shit when you start doing taxes. That's all I can say. Find someone who's like, oh, this is how you not beat taxes, but this is the best way to do it. And you will be happy for the rest of your life. I want to sign off for that. We out.
Be happy, guys. Come on. Hug somebody. See you later.